Have you ever thought through how you want to spend your money, where it will be invested, and what exact things you want to buy? Do you mean to say that you totally strayed from the plan and chose to spend your money however and whenever you please? I have. Sometimes we spend carelessly. We're, after all, human. Some of us lack the ability to control our actions. However, in such circumstances, the least you can do is acknowledge that achieving financial freedom might not be your top objective. I didn't know how little I actually knew about managing money until I came to that realization. I didn't get a glimpse of financial freedom until I started following these guidelines below. By implementing these relatively easy suggestions, you can improve your life and increase your financial account. Number 1. Make a budget and start saving. Did you know that it just takes 25 days to make a very solid budget? All you have to do is keep track of each expense you incur this month as you make a note of it. You can arrange your budget after you know exactly how much you spend each month. You should consider saving money in your budget as well. I personally create my budget using the 50-30-20 method, which I do suggest you give a shot. Simply put, it means that half of the budget is dedicated to necessities, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings or investments. Since I've been saving for such a long time, I've come to understand that having money sitting around is bad. Because of this, I also suggest that you select high-yielding savings accounts. This is due to the fact that you should take advantage of any opportunities for compounding that present themselves if you ever hope to become wealthy. You see, the wealthy didn't only become wealthy by hoarding their cash, they also put their money to work for them. I'm referring to high-yield savings accounts. Even though the money in this account grows very slowly, it's still a start. What are you still holding out for? Create a budget now and then begin saving. Number 2. Be financially disciplined. I consequently had this job last year that paid very well, and according to my calculations, I just had to spend 30% of it on everything I wanted like shoes, clothes, outings, etc. and save the other 70%. I couldn't argue with the fact that it would be my best year because I was so proud of myself. Well, once I began receiving my paychecks, I realized that I was spending more than I had intended, and by the time I began receiving my paychecks again, I had just 40% left. I was quite disappointed, but after some reflection, I realized I wasn't financially disciplined. If you want to be financially disciplined, you must balance your income, investments, and spending. If everything is done correctly, you will eventually make a sizable profit. I understand that saving money on a limited income is difficult because unexpected expenses such as hospital bills or TV subscriptions will inevitably arise. Paying for things is unquestionably necessary, but you still need to exercise discipline so that you don't squander your money on everything you like. There isn't a day that goes by that I don't wear a nice pair of online purchase sneakers if I could afford them. To be honest, this was a bad decision because being a spendthrift while you depend on monthly payments is the worst thing you could do. If you want to be disciplined, you should use every effort to avoid debt. I recognize that occasionally we have such a pressing necessity that we must obtain a loan. While it may seem fantastic at the time, regrets often surface later when planning how to spend your money and remembering an outstanding debt you have. Number 3. Invest in the right instruments. A few years ago, I first observed that most of my acquaintances were rather wealthy from forex trading. This made me so envious that I made a decision to start myself. So as soon as I received my paycheck, I hurried to register a forex trading account. For a period, I had success. Both my financial situation and that of my friends improved. I began to list all the things I would do once I became a millionaire, which was obviously not too far off. But there was a drop, as there always is in a great tale. All my money was lost. The day too were lost by my buddies. Despite losing all of my money and a portion of my sanity, I learned a lot from this experience. I discovered one should only invest what they are familiar with. In addition, I was told not to start trading and investing right away if you just started making money. Instead, they should maintain debt for their short-term, equity for their long-term, and both for their medium-term aims. Until people completely appreciate the ideas of liquidity, returns, and tax duty, this will be the case. This is because equity offers the best long-term returns, while debt just offers you short-term capital security. It would be prudent to rely on the advice of a specialist in this sector if you do not have a firm grasp of the concepts discussed above. Don't be naive like I was and follow your friends and relatives just because they appear to be successful in the short run. Number 4. Frame your financial goal. There's no point in just saving for the sake of saving. You need goals for which you are saving. Not only that, but you also need to specify how long it will take you to save up for that goal and exactly how much you will need. To do this, it's best to put your goals in 3 categories: short, medium, and long term. The titles sort of give it a hierarchy. As a result of doing this, you now have a more comprehensive understanding of your savings account. Make sure you write down these goals by putting pen to paper or finger to computer if you're a digital whiz like me. There's no use for this uncertainty when so many of us just have these objectives in mind without any further details. The best practice is always base your financial calculations on the rate of inflation. Consider how disheartening it would be to set a goal priced at the current market only to discover that you're actually $1 million short. Number 5. Maximize tax savings. It is absolutely amazing how much trouble a tax bill might cause. If you're a young earner, this won't worry you unless you're already making millions. However, I still urge you to educate yourself on this in order to increase your awareness. Your tax savings can be maximized in a number of ways. For instance, you can change your W-4 in the US. This form informs your employer of the amount of taxes to deduct from each paycheck. Your 401k account also allows you to save money. This will deposit a set portion of your monthly salary into your account. To pay less tax, the objective is to have a lower taxable income. You can also fund your FSA, donate to your RA, donate to your IRA, or just start saving your college or any other higher education. All of these strategies guarantee that you pay less in taxes and keep more of your income in your pocket. Number 6. Get a side hustle. If you continue working your 9-to-5 job, you may ultimately make enough money to consider yourself wealthy. Do with that what you will. I'm adding a big emphasis on both may and eventually. I'm trying to convey that in order to increase your wealth, you need more than one source of income. You ought to think about launching a side business in addition to investing and/or trading. This can be pursuing your passion for painting and selling your original works of art, or creating and selling ebooks on a subject you're an expert in. The goal is to have a second source of income that you may use to invest or add to your savings. The most important thing to take away from the world's most successful people is that they never put all their eggs in one basket. Find a passion of yours, then make money from it. Number 7. Go for the right insurance. Although it's true that insurance's primary function is to protect your risk rather than provide returns, did you know that having insurance cover might help you save a ton of money? Assume that your home is insured in the said event that a fire starts. Your hard-earned money will remain undisturbed because the insurance provider will take care of all the costs. The fact that long-term insurance premiums are so low is one benefit of having it. Take your time. That's the key. Almost everything you possess, including your home, car, and even life, needs insurance. Spend some time carefully going over each insurance option to identify the ones that will support you not only in achieving your objectives, but also when things get tough. Number 8. Invest in potentially successful business. I have a friend that is very knowledgeable in business. In fact, I remember promising him once that if he ever started a business, I'd invest immediately. He contacted me a few months back and announced that he had founded a firm, and you can bet I invested, making me a silent partner. This was one of the best decisions I've ever made. I now know that I can trust his business judgment since I've known him for so long. I've observed his every business move and listened to all of his financial advice. He understands what he's talking about. So while I encourage you to invest in a successful firm, I equally caution you to exercise caution. When you locate a profitable business, invest in it and watch your bank account rise. Once you've mastered the art of financial discipline, sit down and go over all the other ways you can make money apart from your 9-to-5. The golden equation of financial wealth involves having several sources of income as well as exercising self-control over your spending. More importantly, make sure you have a variety of goals that you will work towards. After all, it's not enough to simply double money for the sake of having it. You also need to be able to appreciate your hard-earned cash. That's all for now. We hope you enjoyed yourselves and learned something new. If you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and hit the notification bell button so you don't miss any of our videos. Click on our previous videos and learn 10 investments for beginners in 2022. Or click on All Rich, avoid these 11 expenses to keep your knowledge growing.